Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to yet another amazing episode of Autism Lifestyle. If you're new here, my name is Brenda Kawira. I'm a special needs educator. I know you're used to me having a guest, and you might be wondering where my guest is today. So today I'm the guest of the session, and I'll be just talking about my experience, how I got into the special needs education field, and yes, generally just my experience. So I thought it's good that you get to know me better, and this is the best way I could think of. So I'll start by talking about my journey in this field. So after completing my Form 4, of course, the confusion stage of where next, what's next after Form 4. So luckily, I was just at home idling, and then my uncle just mentioned that I need to do something. So I had already done driving, I'd already done computer, but I had not yet joined campus. So my uncle just told me, why don't you just try to do something instead of just staying at home idle? And that's when my dad at that time was working with some Chinese, and the idea of now studying Chinese came. So I was looking for a school, and I managed to get one at Thika. And so I went there, I joined, I did the course, the Chinese short course. So in the process of doing the language, apparently that school was also offering an ECD course. But before that, let me take you back a little bit. When I was in my Form 4 year, I remember when we were being advised about career and everything, we were told you need to have at least 4 careers. And my last career choice was being a teacher. But I was telling myself, even though I end up becoming a teacher, I don't want to just be a regular or a normal teacher. I want to do something different. But I never knew what that something different is. So I just said it. And then now, after completing my Form 4, so I didn't get the mark that I wanted to take me to med school, because that was my first choice, doing medicine. So a friend of my mom just told me, why don't you, if you want to do teaching, why don't you do special needs education? So I started researching about it. And then I saw KISE. I went to KISE, I inquired, I was told, oh, you cannot do the diploma at KISE just after Form 4. You need to have a P1 certificate or an ECD certificate. So now, to me in college doing the Chinese course, I went there and I was able to. So the school was also offering an ECD course, which was going for 1 year, and I had that option of doing P1, which was going for 2 years. So hata kama ni ungechagua gani. So of course I went for the ECD, which was a 1 year course. I enrolled in the same school that I was doing my Chinese practice. And then after that, I took my certificate immediately, and nikawapelekea KISE nikaambia, you asked for a P1 or an ECD certificate, so here's my certificate. And that's how I joined KISE. So when joining KISE, the only disabilities that I knew then was visual impairment, hearing impairment, and physical impairment. Hata sikuwa najua zinaitwa hivyo, honestly. So going there, we were introduced to other disabilities like deaf, blind. So the diploma in KISE is a 2-year course. And the first year, you are introduced to all disabilities. Then in the second year, that's when you specialize. So when the disabilities were being introduced, then I came to learn about deaf blindness. I came to learn about autism. So those are the 2 disabilities that caught my attention. I'm a very curious person, so I love exploring different new things that are different. So I went for the deaf blindness because I was like, how can you be deaf and blind at the same time? So it was really, I was amused, and I was like, I need to major in this so that I get to understand how are these people going to communicate. If you can't hear, you can't see. So you can imagine, how are you going to communicate? But unfortunately, they were doing autism and deaf blindness in intervals. So if it has been done this year, it won't be done next year. So apparently the year that I had joined, deaf blindness was the one that was being done. So the next year when I was supposed to specialize, it was now autism. autism was the option. So I decided, I was a bit disappointed, but again, I was like, I have another option. So now, moving to second year, I decided to major in autism. So my curiosity took the better part of me. And so I was like, what is autism? I've never heard about it. And I'm so sure most of you here, I'm just scared what that autism is. So I got to learn more about it. We did research about it. We did everything. And I did not make the worst decision. So I made the best decision. And now after that, after completing my 2-year course, I went, of course, teaching practice. Kukwa mwalimu, lazima uende teaching practice. We call it TP. And so that's where I have the theory bit of it. Now the practical. Well, it was not what I expected. I was like, we are reading this in books, so it doesn't seem so bad. But now when I went to the field, that's when you get to interact with these children. Where I had one child who was very hyperactive, and I had one who is hyperactive. So hyperactive meaning they don't respond to the environment, and hyperactive meaning they are super reactive to whatever is happening in the environment. So that is in terms of maybe an example sound. If there's too much sound, the one who is hyperactive utaona anafunga masikio. The one who is hyperactive utaona respond. No matter how loud the sound is, he or she does not respond. So that was my situation. So you can imagine having one boy here who is hyperactive and another one who is hyperactive. So hyper and hypo. So one really loved to make noise, and the other one was just constantly closing their ears because of the noise. Sometimes angeamka tu akimbie. So unanipata maybe a class I was taking 30 minutes, I will teach for like 10. Hizo zingine ingekuwa ku manage the class, running after the child. So at first it was really challenging. I didn't know what I was doing. But the more I got there, actually Kise is very supportive when it comes to teaching their learners. And every week an assessor will come, a lecturer, just to see what you're doing and then advise you better on how to do things. And I came to, after my teaching practice, I learned one thing. When it comes to training these learners, you need to be super, super creative. You need to go to their level. Don't teach them with the way you're thinking. You need to first understand your child or your learner and then now teach them according to how they are thinking. So for example, a very simple situation, hugging. That is a social aspect that you need to teach a child. How do you teach, for example, how do you teach hugging? How do you hug your child, or how do you teach your child how to hug? So for us, it's just a normal thing. Someone can spread their arms and then you spread yours, you hug, right? But for this child who is hyperactive to touch, hataki kushikwa. So, and this is a skill that you want to teach. That is one of the skill I'm giving this example because it's one of the things that I really found challenging, and my lecturer guided me on how to do it. So after you have introduced the child, first you let them observe the hugging itself. It's something maybe safe. And then after that, you can take them, they can hug a chair, you can take them to hug a tree, things like that. So you see, to someone, isn't it too crazy? How are you hugging a tree? How are you hugging a chair and everything? But to this child, this is a very important thing that they're doing. And that's what I'm saying. Learning and teaching this child or these children on the spectrum, that it should not take place only in a classroom. It should be outdoor. You should engage their class teachers. You should engage their peers. We were even taking these children from the classroom, walking them to the staff room and everything. So a skill that you can teach a neurotypical child, that's normal child, I'm doing in quotes because none of us is normal. And sorry, I've lost my train of thought. So you take them, you walk them to the staff room, to the classroom, and so that they're able to learn. So something that a neurotypical child can learn within maybe a second or two, or even a one lesson, this child who is on the autism spectrum can take up to 1 month or 1 term, a whole year. So it needs a lot of patience and resilience and a lot of repetition. Unaweza sema kitu sahihi, uirudie kesho kutwa na next week. So huyu mtoto maybe atashika after 1 month, atashika after 1 term, atashika after 1 year. So, but in the process, don't just try to change your strategy. If you do something for maybe like 6 months, no, it's not bearing fruits, you change it. So yeah, after that, I managed to go now, and I proceeded now to my first job. After that, that is where now I met a child who was on the autism spectrum, but was on the level 3. Level 3 is that this child needs a lot of support. So we have level 1, level 2, and level 3. So for level 1, they need support, but not that much support. For level 2, they need a little bit extra support. But now for a learner who is on the level 3 autism spectrum, they need a lot of support. Yeah, so now I have my boy who is on the level 3 autism spectrum. So he had a lot of challenges. And some of the challenges were he was not yet really trained when I found him. He's nonverbal. He's not able to express himself. Because, you know, some children, as much as they're on the autism spectrum, they can be able to point, they can be able to hand lead you. Like, wakuonyeshe ni nini exactly wanataka. But now for my boy, I call them my children because I feel when I take them as my own children, and through that I am able to care for them. I'm able to think and know what they want and what they need at a particular time. So don't judge me or don't think much about it when I say my child. So, because as a teacher, you're also a parent to some point. And he was not able to communicate. He could cry, or he could and he was very hyper. He could not concentrate, all this. So being the first time I'm encountering a child on the level 3 spectrum, first of all, I was so confused. And from that's when I started talking, interacting with my other colleagues and peers, telling them the experiences I have, the challenges I have. And from that, I was able to get insights from all of them, and I was able to try various things. So what I learned from that is collaboration is key when you're handling or when you're trying to train a child who is on the autism spectrum. It's not a solo person job. It should be teamwork, from the parent to the teacher, to the special needs teacher, to the classroom teacher, to the management. Because if I did not have that support from the management, then I wouldn't have been able to train my boy. Because now what I was doing, when he could get overwhelmed in class, natoka na nje. Kama ni kusoma numbers, tunasoma hadi hapo kwa swings. When it comes to the toilet training, he was really, really scared of the toilet. Ni kama alikuwa anaona ataanguka na pote ndani ya choo. So unapata, I could go to the toilet with him. When the others were going to the toilet, tunaenda na yeye, anaona wakikaa. And then when I was going with him, I could show him videos of children sitting on the toilet, na ningekaa na yeye hapo kwa choo. Like literally, ninakaa hapa na yeye anakaa hapa. Eventually, ama ninakaa ananikalia. So with that, clothes on. With clothes on. So eventually, hiyo fear ya choo ikaanza kuisha. So after that, now we move to the next skill when you're doing toileting. So tunaanza nini. So the parent had advised them mvalishange ile nguo yenye ni elastic. So the short or the trouser. So not the ones with the zip or the button. So that one is easy to take off and easy to pull back on. So at that time, tunaanza hiyo skill ya kujua. Ukifika kwa choo, what do you do first? Una pull down your trouser. After umemaliza, una pull up the trouser. You flush the toilet. So that was the process. So hata kama tungeenda na asipoop ama asipi, but that was the procedure. Tunaenda choo, tunatoa nguo, tunakaa chini. So this time alikuwa sha overcome the fear of sitting on the toilet. So alikuwa anakaa peke yake. So you can imagine to what extent as a teacher or as a parent you need to do in order to teach your child a certain skill. And eventually akajua. And those are some of the proud moments that I have as a special needs educator, as a shadow teacher by that time. So I was able to train him on how to use the toilet. Yes, hakuwa amejua kabisa, but kuna time tungeenda angepoop, kuna time angejikulia, alafu hakukuwa na any signs. Si ati kuna mwenye akisikia kupoop anaenda analala chini ama anajificha. For him, he didn't have any signs. So it was really tough. We were just using timing method. Unajua this is the specific time when he goes to the toilet. So I just work around that time frame. So another thing was holding the spoon. Ilikuwa kumfunza kushika kijiko because he was 6 years, anashika bado kijiko hivi, hata kuscoop ilikuwa shida. So ungempea tu kijiko anaanza ku tap. So ideally unajua huyu mtoto hajajua what a spoon is used for. So you need to train them in order to hold the spoon, scoop, and direct the spoon to your mouth. So these are some of the things that I was able to train him. And eventually, it was a learning journey for me as well. As much as I was training them, it was a learning journey for me. And from that experience, I learned, number one, collaboration. You need to be patient and you need to be open-minded. It doesn't mean the fact that I've maybe given that tip of how to toilet train. If you use it on your child, it will work. It's not a guarantee that it might work. So if that does not work, don't give up. And resilience. If this does not work, you look for another strategy. Like I said, there's no manual. There's no exact manual on how to train these children. We have to work with our creativity. We have to look for various ways on how to help them at the end of the day. So after that, I was like, I need to, like I said, I love to explore. So I need something else. I need another challenge because I was a shadow teacher for 3 years, from 2021 to 2023. So I now, in 2023, I decided, before that, I was doing, in 2021, after I finished my diploma course, I did a short course for 1 year. So I was teaching and also studying at the same time. It's called functional assessment. So I just did that course, na siku pursue anything with it. So now in 2023, I was like, I now want to do something else. I've taught for the past 3 years. I love the achievement. Actually, working with these children is so encouraging because, trust me, they are just like any other children. It's only that they need support and a little push in order to achieve something. That doesn't mean that they will not acquire something. They only need support and patience, resilience, and a lot of repetition. And they're going to learn that skill. So I was really happy. I was encouraged as a teacher, but I just wanted to do something different. And that's when, using my certificate in functional assessment, I now went back to KISE where I studied, and Nika present my papers, and that's when I got hired as an educational assessor. So now, after that, I've started doing assessments for children. So educational assessment is where you assess the educational ability of the child, which is very different from medical assessment. So for educational assessment, we just look at the academic abilities of the child. And when it comes to education for these learners, there are those who are able to be to undertake the normal curriculum. So from playgroup, EP9, whatever, hadi afike university. So kuna wale wako na that ability. Kuna wale wanahitaji an integrated school. So hiyo ni shule yenye iko na both watoto wako na challenges ama they are different na they are wenye wako sawa. So they are integrated together. Kuna wale wanataka shule yenye iko na a special unit. Yes, wakati wanasoma they are studying a different curriculum, but wakati wanacheza, they are eating, all that, they are socializing and interacting with the neurotypical kids. There are those who need a special school. So hawa ni wale wako very severe. So they cannot benefit from a regular school or an inclusive school. So they go to a special school where they are just taught about skills only. So every child has something they can do. If academically that's not their strength hold, if the books are not their strength hold, skill wise lazima kuna kitu mtu anajua kufanya. Even for us, not all of us are gifted when it comes to education. Not all of us are A material, but at the end of the day, this person who maybe scored an E and the one who scored an A, even the one who scored an E is doing much better in life compared to the one who scored an A. So we all have that unique ability inside us. So this also applies to our children or our individuals living with autism. They have that ability that they can do and they will thrive in life. They will become independent. They will do great things in life. So we need to find that strength hold. Don't focus on the challenges your child is facing. Focus on the strengths and use those strengths in order to strengthen the weakness that they have. That is the best advice I can give to the parents out there. So that has been my experience. So currently I open now this Autism Lifestyle platform where I just want to create awareness about autism. What is autism? What is it? And I'm inviting a lot of different guests, from parents to professionals to even individuals who are on the autism spectrum. I want us to hear insights from different people, because each and every one of us has a different story to tell. My experience is different from your experience. Personally, as a professional, with how I'm looking at things is very different from how you're looking at things as a teacher, how you're looking at things as a parent, and how you're looking at things as an individual who is on the autism spectrum. So I also have, I'm a director also at GEM, Early Intervention Center, where we are trying to make a difference in the society. I have my colleagues, so we have joined forces to form GEM Early Intervention Center for these learners. We do the assessments for these learners. We collaborate with therapists, we collaborate with various therapy centers where we can be able to give your child the services and the support they need. So if you can contact me, I leave my number, so you can contact me if you need any help from the assessment, from the therapies and everything. And thank you for being with me up to now. And this journey it's a step-by-step journey. It's very different. We are learning on the way. Research up to date, we don't still know the cause of autism. So it's a research that we're still conducting. So that means we are all taking part in this journey. And I know at the end of the day, we are going to do great things. Currently in our country, we don't have a platform where after school, what next for our children? So these are questions we need to ask ourselves. How are we going to integrate the society, the trauma that is out there, the judgment that is out there in the society? How are we going to overcome all this? And these are things that we need to come together, join forces, and educate as many people as we can out there. Tell people, exchange ideas. Like I said, we need ideas. Whatever I have in mind is different from what you have. And what you have can help me, what I have can help you. And once we exchange ideas, we are going to do tremendous things. And thank you for being with me till the end of this session. And you're going to be seeing more of me and more of a lot of guests. If you wish to come to this platform, you're very much welcome. We accept anyone, because I know your story can change a life. And every word is strong and can change someone in a various perspectives. So you can comment, you can tell me that you want to come here, and we can contact each other, we can communicate, and you will come and join us. So at Autism Lifestyle, we are all about autism, the lifestyle of autism, and we are speaking positivity, we are encouraging people, we are letting people understand it all. So once again, my name is Brenda Kawira, and I'm a special needs educator. Thank you for staying with us until the end of the session. And don't forget to subscribe hit that notification bell. So every time we are having a session, you'll be the first one to get notified. And none of the content you will not miss any content. And share with your friends, share. Let them get to learn about what this autism is, whether it's impacting them directly or indirectly. It's going to change someone and touch someone. So you've gotten to know me, and I wish to interact with as many of you as I can. And thank you for being with me. Until next time, bye.